You're sitting around a fire. It's 50,000 BC. No phone, no Netflix, no existential dread about your inbox. Just you, the flames, and thick smoke curling directly into your face. And somewhere, at some point, one of your ancestors looked at that smoke and thought, wait, what if I did that on purpose? This is the story of how humans discovered smoking. Not cigarettes, not the guy outside the office you always end up talking to for too long. We're talking about the very first time a human being intentionally inhaled something burning, and why that might be one of the oldest habits our species has ever had. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Smoking doesn't start with tobacco. It doesn't start with colonial trade routes or Native American ceremonies. The desire to inhale smoke might be hardwired into us on a level so deep it predates civilization entirely. And the evidence for this is genuinely insane. Let's start with fire. Because before you can smoke anything, you need fire. The oldest confirmed evidence of controlled fire dates back roughly 1 million years from a cave in South Africa called Wonderwerk. Archaeologists found burnt ash and charred bone, not from a wildfire, from a sustained, deliberate fire kept inside a cave. 1 million years ago. That wasn't even us. That was Homo erectus, our earlier ancestor. Smaller brain, heavier brow, and absolutely zero interest in being told what to do with it. They sat around fires every single day, and every single day they breathed smoke. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not all smoke is the same. When organic matter burns, you don't just get carbon dioxide, you get a cocktail of compounds depending on what's burning. Some plants, when combusted, release psychoactive chemicals, alkaloids, terpenes, compounds that interact with the human nervous system in ways that are, let's say, noticeable. Which means some of your ancestors were absolutely, accidentally getting high around the campfire, and they had no idea why they felt amazing. This isn't a fringe theory. Researchers have proposed for decades that early humans living in forested environments were regularly exposed to smoke from psychoactive plants, cannabis, wild tobacco species, various entheogens growing naturally across Africa, Asia, and Europe. And here's the part that should stop you cold. The human brain has receptors that respond to cannabinoids. These receptors didn't evolve because of cannabis. They're part of our endocannabinoid system, regulating mood, memory, appetite. But when a prehistoric human first inhaled smoke from a burning cannabis plant, their brain wasn't confused. Their brain said, "Oh, hello, I've been waiting for you." That moment, that first accidental hit of psychoactive smoke around a prehistoric campfire, might be the true origin of smoking. Not a decision, not a plan, just a very pleasant accident, repeated enough times that someone eventually thought to recreate it on purpose. Think about what that means. The entire multi-trillion-dollar global tobacco industry, centuries of ritual, shamanic tradition, medical practice, social custom, all of it may have started because a tired hunter sat downwind of the wrong bush and had a really unexpectedly great evening. History is sometimes beautiful in the most absurd ways. Now, how far back does the actual physical evidence go? The oldest direct evidence of intentional cannabis use comes from a burial site in the Pamir Mountains of Central Asia. Wooden braziers, superheated stones, cannabis residue with unusually high THC content, dated to around 500 BC, roughly 2,500 years ago. But here's the question that should be sitting in the back of your mind right now. Does the absence of older evidence mean it didn't happen earlier? Or does it just mean we haven't found it yet? Because organic material almost never survives thousands of years underground. We find stone tools from 3 million years ago because stone is indestructible. But a leather pouch of dried herbs? Gone in a few centuries. A wooden pipe dissolved back into the earth long before any archaeologist showed up with a trowel. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. So when did ancient humans actually start smoking? The honest answer? We don't know exactly. And we probably never will. What we do know is this: the behavior is extraordinarily old. It predates agriculture. It predates pottery. It predates every civilization you've ever learned about in school. By the time the historical record begins, in every corner of the world where humans lived, they were already finding ways to put smoke into their bodies. The specific plants changed, the rituals changed, the purposes changed, but the behavior? The behavior was already ancient by the time anyone thought to write it down. And next time you catch a whiff of wood smoke on a cold night, that smell your body somehow already recognizes, just remember, you're doing what humans have always done. You're breathing.